Ms. Weiss, what's the reason for the eviction?
Non-payment of rent, Your Honor.
Okay, what's the monthly rent?
Monthly rent is $196. Tenant portion is $196.
Okay, and what are the months that she's alleging that she owes?
She owes June of 2025 through May 2026 for $2,400. And then I prorated for June for $104.53.
Okay, so June of 25?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, June, July. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. It's 12 months. And that was for 196.
Yes, some of those months are at 202.
Okay. So then let me go ahead and do something different.
Sorry about that.
All right, so June of 25, what was the balance on that one? And what's the amount?
June, okay, let's see. June 2025. 202.
202. And July?
July is also 202.
Okay. And then August?
202.
Okay. September?
202.
Okay. October?
October 202.
Okay. And then November?
202.
Okay. December?
202.
Okay. January of 26?
202.
Okay. And then February?
February through May is going to be 196.
186. 196. 196. 196. And then June is going to be 104.53.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
For a
Now
total
this.
of 2504.53.
Okay. Ms. Hernandez, can you
Yes,
please
ma'am.
explain to the court why you were not able to meet your obligation, ma'am?
The property manager, Amanda, would not allow me to make any payments. I had got sick, and for 3 months, I got behind, and I went and presented her a 533 money order, and she would not take it. She said, nope, nope, nope. She kept telling me, no, it needs to be the full amount, even if it was just a couple hundred more. She would not take none of my payments. So from then on, since last April, when I got sick, she would not allow me to bring in any payments and just kept letting my payments accumulate, a dollar, adding the water, and kept accumulating. And every time I tried to go to her and told her, can I please just make a payment? She said, no, it needs to be a full amount. Well, the full amount kept growing. So I said, well, what am I supposed to do? So I would call Mission 911. I called Catholic Charities. Catholic Charities assisted me with $202, but I just heard from Irma, this was April 22nd, $202 is still $202 because another lady in the office told me as long as I take like a promissory note, or if I showed them that someone was trying to help me, then they would stop the eviction. Well, Miss Amanda never turned in none of my paperwork that I turned into her. And she never, every time I had a job change, every time I went in, they never changed my job. Or I learned that if you're not working, and I was still paying rent for 3 months that I was sick, I still paid them rent. And other tenants, I don't know if it's true or not, said they weren't supposed to even be charging me rent. This is my first time on my own and on housing, and I do have a good job. I'm going to Southern Careers in 2 days. I told Mr. Judge Gonzalez what was going on because I'm a recipient of his Education is Our Freedom, and I'm supposed to receive a scholarship in 2 days. June 18th, I'm supposed to be at the Omni. So I'm doing everything I'm supposed to. It's just the fact that they don't let me take in a payment. I'm okay to take in payments. I have a job. I don't know what to do.
You didn't call anyone from housing?
I'm sorry?
You didn't call anyone from housing on what was going on?
I would just always talk to Amanda. I don't know who else to call.
Well, if you knew you were under the housing, you should have called someone there to help you, because if you were trying to make a payment and they were denying you, sometimes they have a policy that says that unless you pay the whole amount, they're not allowing you to stay. But I mean, this is over a year ago. I mean, this started since June of 25. You know, I just can't believe that that would go on for so long. I would have called housing. I would have been calling somebody to help you. For it to just drag on like this is just not right. So is Amanda the only one that you could have talked to? There was nobody else in the office?
There was never, it was always Amanda, and then in the beginning, Lady Jasmine, that she got fired, and then there was another lady, Terry, but she was in charge of resources, so it was always Amanda.
Okay. Well, you should have called someone from HUD to help you, because you were under HUD. And you know, maybe you should have called them to help you. I mean, you had a whole year, over a year, to try to have somebody to help you. You're lucky that they let you allow you to stay that long.
Yes, ma'am.
At this point in time, there really isn't anything I can do for you. You might want to call HUD anyway later on, okay? In fact, I'd call them right after this hearing and let them know what happened. Tell them that you were sent to my court and that I ruled in favor of the plaintiff. So it's going to be a judgment against you, okay? And with HUD, I know what happens after the hearing. Then you can apply and you're going to go back to the end of the line. If I were you, don't you have a caseworker or anybody that you could have called?
I spoke with the community action agency. Miss Anna is her name.
Mm-hmm.
And she told me to go in today, that she was gonna start me in a program.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, like I said, I would have definitely called somebody from HUD to help you. And if you had a caseworker, I would have definitely been calling them. I would have be calling everybody that I could have called for them to help you. But at this point in time, it's too late. Okay. So I'll go ahead and explain to you what the process is. Okay. Well, let me explain to you the whole process. So listen carefully. Okay. For case number 26 CV 242, Prosperita DBA Casa de Mañana versus Nancy Hernandez and all other occupants, I rule in favor of the plaintiff in the form of a judgment at said premises of 4702 Old Brownsville Road, apartment 2205, 78405, for the amount of $2,504.53 of unpaid back rent. $227 is the court cost. There's no attorney's fees, for a total judgment of $2,731.53. I set the appeal bond at $500. So listen carefully. This is what the law says. So listen very carefully. The law says you have 5 days to vacate or to appeal. If you don't appeal by the 5th day and you're still on the property, then on the 6th day, the plaintiff can come into my office and ask for a writ of possession. A writ is an order that goes to the constables. The constables will process that paperwork. They'll come back to your apartment and they'll place a notice on your door that says you have 24 to 48 hours to vacate. If you're still there when they come back, then whatever's inside your apartment will be placed out onto the curb by the landlord. Again, you have 5 days to vacate or to appeal. Now, you may appeal my judgment, okay? You can appeal this judgment by filing a bond, making a cash deposit, or filing a statement of inability to afford court costs within 5 days after this judgment is signed. I will be signing this judgment today, and that falls under the Texas Rules of Civil Procedure 510.9A. Okay, and if you have any questions regarding the appeal process, please call my office after 3 o'clock, okay? You understand?
And you said, yes, Ms. Rubio. And
Okay.
you said about appealing the court costs?
Yeah, you can go ahead and the judgment that I ruled, okay, I made the ruling today. And so that's the judgment that's gonna go forward. And if you want to go ahead and appeal that, you can go ahead and call my office and they'll explain the appeal process to you. Okay?
Okay.
And we'll send you a copy of the judgment to both parties. Good luck, Ms. Hernandez.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Ms. Weiss, what's the reason for the eviction?
Non-payment of rent, Your Honor.
Okay, what's the monthly rent?
Monthly rent is $1,294.
And how many months are you alleging that they owe?
May, $1,295 or $94, and June prorated at $690 and 13 cents for a total of $1,984 and 13 cents, Your Honor.
Okay.
No.
198,413, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Okay, Mr. Briones.
Yes, sir.
I need to ask you, what was it? Can you please explain to the court why you were not able to meet your obligation, sir?
Yes, I have some issues going on because I told the manager here in the office. I told her, hey, I know I need for you two guys to do a lot of things here in the apartment, and I keep telling them, hey, go and fix them, please. I have certain pictures here where we stay in the living room for 3 nighs. There was I don't know if you can see it. It was that's all my family there. We're sleeping in the living room with the door open. That was in April 14th. Look, those are all my kids living sleeping in during the night.
Okay, well, let me explain to
Okay.
you, hold on. Let me explain to you. You're telling me something that was going on, but we're here because, so is that the reason why you didn't pay your rent? Because that was happening?
Yes.
Okay, so
Yes.
okay, so let me explain to you, okay? You're here because you didn't make a payment. That's called an
Okay.
eviction case, so that's why you're here.
Yes, sir. I understand
And
that.
you're explaining to me that you had some issues and some concerns. Now, there is a code, it's under the chapter 92 of the property code. Okay, there's a property code out there. You all need to make yourself familiar being tenants, okay? So under section 92.052, this is what you'd have done. You needed to write your landlord that these are things something's happening in your apartment. It's not safe, it's not healthy. You write them a letter, you specify what you need, and you specify when you'd like to have that done. If they don't fix it, okay, then you can go ahead and, because the reason why I'm saying this to you is because you cannot stop payment. You just cannot stop
Yes.
payment. Okay.
Yes.
And
Sorry. Yeah. Sorry to interrupt you. Yeah.
Mhm.
Like you're saying, like you cannot stop making the payment. But
Right.
yeah, but like you're saying, like you need to keep writing. But yeah, I keep going every single day. I came from work and then stop working so I could go and talk to them like nicely. Hey, I need for you two guys to come and fix this, for fix that, and fix the toilets, fix my AC. I have a lot of pictures. I have a lot of pictures where I have a lot of cockroaches inside my food cans and
Right, but
everything.
I cannot hear all those things, Mr. Briones. Okay, I cannot hear those things because that doesn't pertain to, you're telling me you didn't pay because they didn't repair what you wanted or to do what you needed. So that's what I'm trying to tell you. There is a property code and you have to follow that. If you write them a letter, okay, and you give them 7 days, 10 days, whatever you must have given them, but it has to be written to the landlord, okay? If they don't fix it, then you can go ahead and come to court. You can come to court and we would have dealt with that, but you cannot stop payment. If you
Okay.
stop payment, then all of a sudden, all your rights go away.
Okay. So how do I make that the writing letter? How do I make it?
Well, the thing is, you should have done it before you come to court, okay? That's what I'm trying to tell you. You need to get that law. You need to ask for a property. You have rights as
Yeah.
tenants, okay? And you can look up your rights as a tenant in Texas, okay? And that gives you the rights of what you can and cannot do. You did not do what you were supposed to do by the property code. Like I say, they can only fix it. We can only come to court, and I could have told them, either you go ahead and adjust their rent, or we force them to go ahead and fix the problem to move you to another apartment. You have rights, but you didn't follow the procedure. So now you're here as an eviction case, and all I can hear is that you know, you didn't pay because they didn't fix what they were supposed to fix.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're here now as an eviction case, and it's too late because you stopped payment.
Okay. Yeah, I understand it.
Okay, so the only option is that they are evicting you. Okay, so then, you know, you have a right. I'll explain to you later on what you can and cannot do. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, again, look up your rights as a tenant, because if you move somewhere else, you need to know your rights. Okay. And I'm sorry that happened to you, but again, I cannot help you once you stop payment.
All right.
Okay. Let me explain to you the law, okay?
All right.
So listen carefully. For case 26 EV 248, Brixton Management LLC, DBA 6947 Everhard Apartments versus Linda Rodriguez Lopez and Alejandro Briones and all other occupants. I will in favor of the plaintiff in the form of a judgment at said premises of 6947 Everhard Apartment 2802-78413 for the amount of $1,984.13 of unpaid back rent. $400 is the court cost. So there's no attorney's fees for a total judgment of $2,384.13. I set the appeal bond double the rent. The rent's $1,294. Therefore, the appeal bond will be set at $2,588. Now, I'm going to read you the law. Okay, so listen carefully. The law says you have 5 days to vacate or to appeal. If you don't appeal by the 5th day and you're still on the property, then on the 6th day, the plaintiff can come in and ask for a writ of possession. A writ is an order that goes to the constables. The constables will process that paperwork, will come back to your premises, and they'll place a notice on your door that says you have 24 to 48 hours to vacate. If you're still there when they come back, then they'll ask you to leave, and whatever's inside your apartment will be placed out onto the curb by the landlord. Now, you may appeal this judgment by filing a bond or making a cash deposit or filing a statement of inability to afford payment of court costs within 5 days after this judgment is signed. I will be signing this judgment today, and this falls under the Texas Rules of Civil Procedure 510.9A. Again, you have 5 days to vacate or to appeal. If you have any questions, Mr. Briones, on how to do the appeal process, call my office after 3 o'clock. Okay?
What's your
What's our number?
office? Yeah.
Okay, it's 361
Okay.
241
241
1222.
1222.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So
Okay.
what's the amount that I have to pay?
The whole amount, this is on the judgment. That's not including, I don't know if you pay for utility bills or for any other bills that they might have, the apartment complex might put on your deal. But the judgment itself is $2,384.13.
2,000?
2,384.13.
3,000?
No, 2,000.
2,000?
$2,384.13.
$84
Okay,
and 3 cents.
yes, that's the
So
judgment.
but here it says 1,200.
But I'm trying to tell you, this is the judgment because you owed for the month of May, the whole amount of 1,294. They adjusted the payment for June of 690.13, so that comes out to 1,984.13. But the
So
court
the
cost is $400.
okay,
Okay,
so you guys are putting the 2 months or what on the
we're
2,000?
putting, yes, because you're still there, right?
Yes.
We're in June. Okay,
Yes.
and you're still there. So they went and adjusted the balance for June. Instead
Okay.
of charging you the whole amount, they're charging you up for today. Okay,
Okay.
it's prorated.
All right. So how
Okay,
much is gonna be in total? Everything.
$2,384.13. That's
Okay.
the judgment. But I don't know if they're charging you for late fees and they're charging you for whatever utility bill, trash. I don't know what they're charging you. So you need to check with them exactly what you owe.
Your
Okay?
Honor,
Yes.
I do have a ledger balance if you want me to give them the number up until June 4th.
Okay.
Their ledger balance is $3,432.88 as of June 4th. So I don't know if anything else has been added since then.
Okay,
¿Cuánto?
yeah.
¿Cuánto?
As June the 4th, it's a total of 3,437, you said, Ms.
400.
Weiss?
32.
32.
Well, why 3,000? It was 2,300. Why went to
Because
3,000?
I don't know if you owe any late fees or if you owe any utility bills for trash. I don't know what they might charge you. That's why it's probably larger. You need to call them and you need to call them and ask them exactly what you owe, okay? If you want to stay
Okay.
there. If you want to stay there, that's the balance. You need to ask them how much you really owe, okay? If not, like I said, if you want to go ahead and appeal the judgment, call my office after 3 o'clock. If not, you have 5 days to vacate or to appeal, okay? And
Okay.
we'll send you a copy of the judgment to both parties.
So from this day, I have 5 days, right?
Yes, 5 days to vacate or to appeal. Yes, sir.
And so does it count the weekends or no?
It's their calendar days all the way through. So today is what? Today is the 16th, okay? So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You have until Monday at 5 o'clock to appeal.
And then after that, on Monday, I have
You have 5 days to appeal. If you come in by Monday at 5 o'clock, okay, and you file for an appeal, and
Okay.
you can talk to my office staff and they'll help you to explain to you what the appeal process does, okay?